Dupree Jacobs is looking for a house to buy. He currently rents an apartment for $1,000 per month. He finds a house with a $22,000 down payment and learns his mortgage payment would be $700 per month. He estimates his housing and rental expenses as shown in the table. Is it less expensive for Dupree to buy or rent a home? Okay, so first of all, we're estimating whether it's more expensive to buy or to rent. So that's our final question. So in the end, we'll have to make a decision. One thing to note is that although the table is showing annual expenses, we are not talking about whether it's more advantageous to invest in a home long term or to rent long term. We're just talking about those month-to-month expenses. So I'm going to compare the average monthly cost for renting and the average monthly cost for owning. So here's what I'm going to do. I have all of these annual costs. I'm going to convert them into monthly expenses. So I'm going to do that by taking the total. So I've got $700, $600 for insurance, $2,100 for electricity, $1,500 for heating, $1,050, and $675. So if I take that sum and divide by 12, that's going to give me the average monthly costs of these expenses. So the total here comes out to $5,995. I'll divide it by 12. $5,995 divided by 12 comes out to $499.58. However, there's one expense I have not yet accounted for, and that was the rent for the apartment. So he also pays $1,000 per month in rent. Okay, so if I take the sum between the average monthly cost of all these expenses in the table plus his monthly rent, I find that the average monthly cost to rent is $1,499.58. Okay, so that's expense 1. This is for renting, and we're going to compare to owning. So I'm going to do a similar thing for monthly cost for owning. Okay, so let's see here. I need to take, once again, my total annual costs. I'll divide by 12 to convert to monthly, and then I'm going to have to add on that mortgage payment. So let's see what we get here. So we have our property taxes. Let's change colors here. We have property taxes is an annual expense of $2,500 plus $1,680 for homeowners insurance plus electricity, heating and gas, internet cable, lost interest, cell phone, $675. And then notice this one in parentheses, tax savings. So since it's in parentheses, we subtract $1,250, okay? Because it's a savings, it's a kickback we're getting on our taxes. So let's start by summing up all of these expenses. This brings us to $9,700. Now, we're going to take that $9,700 and divide by 12 to convert to monthly costs. Right now it's annual. We want to know the monthly cost. So that comes out to $808.33. I want to add my monthly mortgage, which is $700 per month. Let's do that in a different color, $700 per month. So 808 plus that 700 comes out to a monthly cost of $1,508.33. So to own, it was $1,508.33. So it is less expensive to rent because the monthly cost of renting was $1,499.58 and the monthly cost of owning are $1,508.33. Now, one thing to note is that in this case, I did not utilize that piece of information that the down payment was $22,000. And again, that's because we're talking about average monthly costs, okay? So that was discluded for the sake of computing our average monthly cost. And in this case, again, renting did turn out to be a little bit more cost effective.